Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Zesty Thoughts with your host, Nabla. Welcome to episode 93. We're almost at 100. Craziness. Anyway, y'all, I had such a relaxing morning. I went on a hike with my dad. Went to Murphy Ranch Trails. It's like in Brentwood, basically. It's like off of Sunset. You can find it on the All Trails app. I can like link it below. Trippy trail. It's a really nice one. We didn't do the full one this time because I didn't have time because I was like, I have to record today. We didn't go all the way down. For those of you that have been to this trail, you know, there's like this old abandoned home with like graffiti. There's just a bunch of like old shit down there. So it's a large canyon that's like basically in the Pacific Palisades area. There's like abandoned buildings and basically there's like lore behind this. My neighbor was telling me, since he like frequents the area, that like one time he looked it up because there's a bunch of like abandoned buildings and like obviously like graffiti like now, but there's just like a bunch of stuff out there and it's kind of like it's not in use, it's all abandoned. It's like what's the tea with this? Basically it's rumored to have been a compound built by like either Nazis or like Nazi sympathizers, like something along those lines, like in the 30s. So like literally like have a hideaway for like Nazis to come after the war or like during and after the war. The original compound was built in the 1930s by a couple named Norman and Winona Stevens under the alias Jesse M. Murphy. Okay, alias, got it. It's also rumored that they were influenced by a mysterious figure known as Herr Schmidt, who convinced them that the U.S. would fall to Nazi Germany. Which is like what? Basically, it was designed as a 50-acre refuge with a powerhouse, bomb shelters, massive water tanks, which actually you can see the water tanks like pretty early on in the hike, and gardens to wait out post-war chaos. It was raided by local law enforcement and federal agents immediately following the attack on Pearl Harbor in December 1941, halting the construction. But like, how is it just happening with no one noticing, right? That's crazy. Anyway, post-war, it was owned from 1950 to 1965 by the Huntington Hartford Foundation as a haven for artists. But then it was damaged by a wildfire in 1978 and left empty, attracting taggers and urban explorers to its famous 500 plus concrete stairs. It was then bought by the city of LA, which demolished the main unsafe residual structures in 2006, leaving the prominent powerhouse, water tank, and graffiti-lined foundation intact. Anyway, it's freaking crazy. The lore is actually insane. There's always like random lore like that in LA with old stuff. It's like so crazy. But yeah, the hike is really nice. I highly recommend y'all check it out if you're trying to find a new trail in LA. There are like nice views of the ocean, and then depending on the time of day that you go, like we went in the morning, so like some shade available basically. But yeah, check it out. It's very, very, very interesting. So post hike, I'm just super relaxed, ready for my day. I wanted to recap my week for y'all a little bit at the beginning of the episode. I went to Idlewild this weekend to visit my grandparents. I've been reflecting on this week. I love living in Southern California because of how much access, like within a 2 to 4 hour drive, there is to nature. Like beautiful, peaceful, quiet, just like nature. I'm pretty much a city girl, like through and through. I'd say maybe like 70-30. Yeah, I'm a city girl, but I do love being able to get out of the city and find some peace and respite in the mountains, in nature, just in general, like near some trees basically, and look around and only see trees. Basically, that is definitely very healing to me for sure. So I just love California. And I love LA, and I think it'd be really hard for me to leave. Like the more and more I think about it, I'm like, oh my God. I'm finding more appreciation for it and more gratitude for it. And yeah, that's why we pay this rent, basically. That's why we be paying this high ass rent, because of the beauty all around us. And I would not trade it for the world. Okay, dubs of the week, y'all. My presence is up. I've been living in the moment this entire week. I've been like meditating a lot, praying a lot, also just trying to be more centered in any given moment, trying to like multitask a little less. I mean, multitasking is like valuable. And I feel like in modern society, like you have to kind of, you got to squeeze it in sometimes. But I have just been trying to be very aware of my surroundings and just grateful for everything that I have in my life and grateful for just being alive, low-key, just existing. I've been listening to this Destin Conrad song on repeat, basically. It's called My Life Is So Nice. It just gets me in the best mood and helps me like reflect on the things in my life that I love. Basically, check that song out. All right, y'all. I do have a film review for y'all. I am resuming my like sci-fi marathon. Basically, I had a hiatus because I was out of town and I was super busy, but I watched Contact this week with Jodie Foster and Matthew McConaughey. It came out in 1997, period. First of all, 90s films, I personally feel like this might be like a hot take. It actually is for sure a hot take. I feel like the 90s was like the golden age of film. I know that's like crazy to say actually. But I don't know if maybe it's just because it's nostalgic for me. Obviously there are like films, like single films from other time periods that like literally outweigh every film from the 90s, like for sure. But it's just so nostalgic for me. There's just something about films made in the 90s. There's something magical and something very unique about the films that were being made at the time. The dialogue in this was really great. Scores in all the 90s films were like chef's kiss. Sound design I feel like was better, or maybe I'm just like getting irritated by like streaming services and like, because modern sound design and like modern mixing for films is like actually fucking horrendous. The sounds are all over the place. You constantly have to adjust the volume for dialogue that's too quiet, a car sound that's too loud, or like a fight scene that's too loud. It's just like have they never heard of compression? I don't understand. I don't get it. But anyway, this film was great overall. This to me is just like a quintessential sci-fi, and I loved the concept of it. Anyway, y'all, here's the synopsis. Jodie Foster stars as Dr. Ellie Arroway, an SETI scientist who discovers a signal from extraterrestrial intelligence. The film, based on Carl Sagan's novel, which I didn't know. Okay, what? Now I want to read the book. Follows her journey to make first contact, exploring themes of science, faith, and humanity's place in the universe as she contends with government and religious opposition. As I said before, key co-stars include Matthew McConaughey, James Woods, and John Hurt, with a plot revolving around the construction of a machine to travel through a wormhole to meet the aliens. Anyway, I don't want to give too much away, but it's so freaking good. I'm surprised I never watched this before, and now I didn't even know it was the girl singing. Like, I want to read it now. The fuck? I love that she was like motivated to talk to her mom. Like, she wanted to like talk to her deceased mom. I just knew that was gonna come back. There are some like spoilers in this, so sorry if there's a spoilers. After her dad died, I was like, I already know that at some point she's going to be motivated to either like travel in space or speak to an alien or something so that she can like try to speak to her parents again. I really like this film a lot. I would probably give it like a 9 to a 9.5 out of 10. I mean, maybe a 10 out of 10, Loki. I would watch this again. It's reminiscent to me of like a lot of the famous sci-fi films like Interstellar. I mean, it's not like on that level, but it's just well made. The story is really good. And okay, Puerto Rico, she like literally in the beginning of the film, she's like doing research in Puerto Rico. I love these films so much. I relate to them in a lot of ways. I think in another life, I for sure was like an astronomical researcher. Like that's what I was even debating doing in college, like in real life, right? In this current life that I'm in, I was like even thinking of doing it as a career. And so I just love watching anything that has to do with astronomy, research, sci-fi. I just eat it up, bro. I just eat it up. Blonde Matthew McConaughey, though. I'm reading my notes right now and it just says blonde Matthew McConaughey? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Something about the blonde hits a little bit different. I'm not going to lie. And I'm not typically into blondes like that. If you know me, that's not my type. But something hit different about young Matthew McConaughey with a blonde head of hair. The Hitler clip was for sure a threat. Basically, yeah, that was freaking insane. I was gagged at that. And if they made this in modern times, it would be like a clip of Trump. For sure, it would be a clip of Trump. Because, like, Anyway, I just like this film overall. I would definitely recommend it. I guess my final rating would be like, I don't know. Like 9 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10. To me, it's not like quite a 10 out of 10, but I did really enjoy it. I would watch it again, actually. So for that reason, maybe I would give it a 10 out of 10. Like anything that I would like watch multiple times, I think deserves a 10. So that's my formal rating. All right, y'all, on to the next segment, my hot toddy take of the week. Okay. I have been back in the gym. I'm back in my like 3 to 5 day split, basically. First of all, people are nasty. Like, actually, people are disgusting. The amount of like nasty ass motherfuckers that will leave a machine and not wipe it down. Ew. Like sweaty ass bitches not wiping the machine down. Come on now. Come on. So I have to wipe every machine before I use it. Cause like, ew. And then obviously wipe it after, but like, bro, the yoga mats, the communal yoga mats in the gym. I'm scared. Those, they just need to start making yoga mats out of like something that is like not porous. I don't know what that is. There needs to be some technological advancement with communal yoga mats and them not being porous. And yeah, I mean, I will pull one of those yoga mats down and I will they have like a communal also sanitizer bottle. I will fucking douse that shit in sanitizer. But then I have to like wait for it to dry. So I'll just like stretch standing up like while I'm waiting, like, it's so gross. And I want to like bring my own yoga mat, but like sometimes I like use my yoga mat at home and I don't really like want to bring it there into the nasty ass gym and then like bring that back into my home. Right. So really I should just have like a separate yoga mat for the gym. I guess that's how I solve the problem until they like decide to technologically evolve yoga mats into something that isn't like a cesspool for germs and like sweat. Oh, it's so gross. All right, y'all, last segment of today's pod. I have a tier list for y'all. I've been craving cereal because it's been like really hot and I'm like, I want something that's like cold, right? I'm an oats girl for sure, but I've been craving cereal. So like I'm going to do a cereal tier list for y'all. Hop in and catch a vibe. I'll throw it up on the screen so you can follow along. First up, Apple Jacks. Okay. I love that like cereals have like characters associated with them. Like the cinnamon stick and the apple. Stoners for sure. I'm going to say B though. Okay. Blueberry. This is mid to me. I will say I don't hate it, but I don't love it. I'll give it C tier. Captain Crunch. To me, that's also B tier. Crunch Berries. C. Anything that's like berry, other than like Special K, like Red Berry, just mid to me. I've never had this. Oh my God, never had that either. I'm just gonna skip the ones I've never had. Captain Crunch Peanut Butter Crunch? Wait, isn't Captain Crunch already peanut butter? Wait, isn't normal Captain Crunch, like the original, isn't that peanut butter? Or am I tripping? Okay, I'm gonna say A tier for this. Cause what? Cheerios? Okay, I like to eat them just like dry. But as far as like just cereal and milk goes, I'm sorry, bro. D tier. I've never even had chocolate Cheerios. But I'm a chocolate person, so I will say A. I also never had those. I remember when they were out though, Frosted Cheerios. Rice Chex? No, bro. Anything that's like plain. There are some plain ones that I like, but no. I've never had that. I've only had regular Chex. Chips Ahoy, okay, that's just dessert. Those are just cookies. Those are literally just small cookies. I've had it before and it's like good, but it's just dessert. To like eat on the regular, no. I'm gonna give that a C. Cinnabon. I feel like I've had these before in like a hotel or something, like in the little like box, and I just like didn't like them. So I'm going to give them a D. S tier. Cinnamon Toast Crunch is goated. S tier. Cocoa Puffs. I like Cocoa Puffs. I'll give that A. Cookie Crisp. Same thing. It's literally just cookies. Just cookies. Corn Flakes. Okay. So Corn Flakes is one of the plain cereals that I consider S tier. I like Corn Flakes. Pops. Oh, okay. Pops are going to get A tier. Count Chocula. I'll give that B tier. Never had that. Dude, the Eggo cereal, come on now. Frankenberry, I do like. I'll give that a B. That's one of the berry ones that I do like better. Never had the French Toast Crunch. I'm just going to skip it. Oh, Fruit Loops, S tier for sure. Frosted Flakes is another like kind of plain cereal that I like. S tier. Frosted Mini Wheats, S tier. Never had that. Never had that. Okay, we're getting to Enviro Kid. So I've had Gorilla Munch and I like it. I would give it B. I'm just waiting for Koala Krispies. Honey Bunch is a vote. To me, that's like C tier. Honeycomb. I don't even know if I ever had honeycomb. Oh my God, you guys remember like Post, like the website? There was literally like a website that was like postkids.com or something. I used to play games on that website all the time, bro. Okay, Honey Nut Cheerios are S tier for sure. Some of these cereals are actually insane. Skip, never had. Kicks, D tier, never had. Life's never had. Lucky Charms, S tier for sure. Nutter Butter is crazy. I've never had that. Okay, the Oreos I have had, but they're just really sweet. I'll give them C tier, even though I really like Oreos. Cocoa Pebbles. Okay, I like Fruity and Cocoa Pebbles more than the Puffs. So maybe I'll just give it an A. Fruity Pebbles is low-key S tier. Bro, Pop-Tart cereal, come on now. Some of these are actually ridiculous. Raisin Bran kind of hits. I'm not gonna lie, I gave that S tier. S tier. I didn't know they had a crunch. Reese's Puffs. Peanut butter chocolate flavor. You guys remember the commercial? These are good. I'll give it B. Oh, Rice Krispies are also S tier and they're kind of plain. Cocoa Krispies, S tier. Never had s'mores. Bro, okay. I think we've lost the plot if we have fucking Sour Patch cereal. Like that, I'm sorry. I'm unwilling to accept that. Special K Original, never had the plain one. Fruit and Yogurt, never had. Mini Wheats Strawberry, I don't think I've ever had that. Trix, D tier. Never had. Wheaties, never had. I know that's crazy low key. All right, that is my tier list, y'all. In the S tier, we have Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Corn Flakes, Fruit Loops, Frosted Flakes, Frosted Mini Wheats, Honey Nut Cheerios, Lucky Charms, Fruity Pebbles, Raisin Bran, Rice Krispies, and Cocoa Krispies. Fight me on it. Fight me on it, okay? And then close second, we have anything chocolate, basically. Yeah. And then I wish they had Koala Krispies. That would be S tier for me. That's the same as the Gorilla Munch. It's Enviro Kids. That's got to be up there for me. And then S tier that's not included in this would be Special K Chocolatey Delight. And then they also have a Special K Red Berries. And then also they have Special K Red Berries and Chocolatey Delight, like mixed. Goated. Anyway, y'all, that is going to wrap up today's episode. Thank y'all for hanging with me. Please sub to the YouTube channel if you're watching here on YouTube. If you are listening on your preferred pod platform, please follow the podcast, download episodes, rate the podcast if you're enjoying, and follow our IG too. I'm posting a little bit more on IG, y'all, now, so peep the IG. I hope that you have a wonderful week. Stay cool wherever you are in the world. Have a fun weekend, and I'll see you next week. Bye.